Happy Tuesday, everybody. Market is awaiting CPI data. Today we had a flat day on SPY. It went nowhere. It's closed 0.03%. Market is waiting for CPI data, which will be released 8:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So either we're going to have a big gap up or we're going to have a big gap down. Okay. Now, I do personally expect we'll have lower inflation data because mainly due to energy sector. If I quickly show you oil, you can see in March month we had quite a big drop in oil. You can see this whole March month quite a bit lower prices in oil. So that's one of the big factors in CPI. So I do personally expect it to be having a lower reading. So if that happens, we could now start going towards 4300 zone. Okay, that's my personal opinion, but we have to be careful on the both side. So if we get some reason we get higher inflation, we can get a gap down in the morning at 8:30 a.m. and this is the support range around 40.50 to 39.50. This should be buy the dip. So worst case, if you are here, you should be looking to buy all the dips. Okay, so don't look too short. I think that it's a good opportunity. If you waited, if you did miss this pump, this will be another good opportunity to buy. Also, this is close to our support zone around 39.80. So anything above here around this area will be good area to buy. Okay, and also you can see now we're developing bull trend and all the moving averages, all these colorful lines are moving to the stocking to the top side. So it's going to be nice. The only reason it could go down, you can see this cycle low is coming here, which is around 20th of April. So there's slight risk of a little bit more downwards pressure because of this cycle low timing. So if it is possible tomorrow, we can get like a bit of dip here. So that, but you should be looking to buy that. Okay, then it's going to be another pump higher later on. All right. But also remember there's a bigger cycle here. So this bigger cycle is the one which takes over, and also there's another bigger massive cycle on the white one coming here. Okay, so all these other two cycles are putting pressure for it to move towards the top side. So any dip should be bought, and this pump should last until I think it's going to last until May or June, I think, based on this bigger cycle. Okay, so be mindful of that. All right, now looking at SPY, you can see we had let's go to 1 hour chart. Little bit of sell-off towards the end, but nothing big. Okay, we gave all the gains back towards the end, but looks like we filled this gap here, which was created last Thursday, and now we have gap to a downside. So if we get a dump around 403, that will be good area to buy. There's also some small gap here and then big gap 395. So eventually these gaps will be filled, but they don't have to fill now. They can fill at a later date. But remember, anytime we are here around 395, that's going to be your best buying opportunity. Okay, you can wait patiently. If you are, this is not the time to go long. Wait for dips to buy. Okay, you can wait patiently till we are here to buy it. All right, so that's my personal opinion. Okay, now going to Nasdaq, basically triple Q. You can see we still have a divergence on PPO and RSI. You can see what's happening here. You can see PPO is having a divergence still, and even RSI is having some divergence. You can see price is going higher, still divergence, and also today, let me get rid of this. You can see what's happening. You can see now PPO is trying to cross below this red line. So this is going to put some downwards pressure, and also we got this red sell sign today. So it's going to put some downwards pressure. So it's good to have some pullback. So if you get a pullback, this is a good area to basically buy the dip. You can see this whole area here. This is a good area to buy. Okay, and also let me quickly show you on MNQ chart, which is futures for Nasdaq. You can see if you get a dip, this white line is around 12,961. Any dips, we have been like finding support here basically last couple of days. If you get another dip, look to buy. And also this, our sell zone is now upgraded to 13,700. That's my final target. Also, it can go as high as 14,369. Okay, so be mindful of that. All right. And looking at triple Qs. Again, it was very good in the morning, and then I think it gave down. You can see towards the end, last hour, it gave down. Okay, and this gap here is filled. So this gap was created on Thursday. This was filled today, and now we are kind of 0.64%, not that bad. So again, let's quickly look at PPO and RSI. You can see PPO is having a bearish crossover, but green line is about to cross red line. Also, we got a sell dot. Okay, so this should put some downwards pressure, and there is this big gap here. If I look at 1 hour chart, so it's a mixed message here, guys. So these gaps are telling me they will be filled. So if we get a gap down tomorrow, which is from here, if we gap down to around this area, 307, that will be good area to buy. That way it's going to be filled, and I don't see any gaps here. So let's quickly look at daily chart. I don't think there's any other gap here. There's a gap here way down here. I don't think we're going to go there anytime soon. So this is the only gap here on triple Q. So if we open here tomorrow at 307, that will be good area to buy. Okay. Let's quickly look at SPY. SPY has a couple of gaps as well. So if we open anywhere around 403 or 401, these are gaps. This will be good area to buy. Okay, so be ready for that. Okay, and VIX basically was up, which is very interesting. We were green on SPY. VIX is also green. So yeah, very interesting. Usually they're opposite to each other. If one goes high, other goes red. So this is like a contradiction. Okay, so it is possible we can have a little bit more pump. If we get a bad CPI reading, this can go higher, but it's still below 20. Okay, so as long as it's below this 50 SMA, which is around 20.66, nothing to worry. We are good. And if we get more dump around 1820 to 1665, this is the area should be looking to buy. Okay. US 30 0.35% going slightly higher. As soon as we had this breakout, it's going higher. Now it's slowly developing bull trend. Also, it's above this 50 SMA line. Okay, so which is a good sign. And then this 10 green line just crossed over, and now we are about to have a crossover on red 50 SMA and this white 20 EMA as well. So all these are good signs. Again, any dips you should be looking to buy. My targets are here, 34,378. US 2000 was up 0.63%. This is ETF for small cap stocks. I think a little bit more pump, and then we can eventually get some dump here. Significant risk coming sometime in May. Okay. Crude oil keep pumping higher. Looks like it's flagging, but it's still open this big gap. So I think eventually it's going to fill this gap. So eventually we're going to get a big dump, and then this is a significant risk coming here around June. So that will be my target to buy. Until that, I'm not looking to go long. All right, natural gas, again, green. Looks like we had a breakout a couple of days ago. This candle is a breakout. I'm looking for some more pump and then come back again for the cycle low around June. So it's going to be a little bit more pump. You should be looking to take profits around 10th of May. And then it's going to be again get ready for a dump. Okay, that's my personal opinion. Bitcoin is pumping higher. Basically, still there is divergence on PPO and RSI. You can see it's making new high with a lower divergence. So this is telling me that CPI reading could be bad, but RSI, if it keeps pumping higher, it might burn through RSI. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. But so far there's divergence. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart. If you can see anything here, let's see if you can find anything interesting here. Even on 1 hour chart, you can see RSI, it's making lower momentum. 1 hour keep going higher, RSI is going lower, so it's an indication a dump is coming. So be ready for that. Ethereum, I think it's the same thing. You can see made a new high. Actually, Ethereum is not that clear, but Bitcoin is showing it clearly there. Okay, so be prepared. There could be some risk here, so you should be looking to take profits in Bitcoin. Okay, so don't be too greedy here. All right. Again, Bitcoin futures right in our resistance zone. Actually, it's at the top of the resistance zone, and you can see this cycle high, this pink cycle here, purple cycle, it's coming right there. So we should be looking for some dip from here. Okay, so this is a low which I'm looking to buy. Okay, DXY again going down. Basically, cycle low is coming here around this time frame here, around June July time frame. So looking for bottom there. Gold is kind of 0.6%, not that bullish, but it already made the move. So looking for now a little bit of sell-off around July time frame. So 1900 is my support, looking to buy around that time. Silver, same thing, it will follow same as gold, so it can come down. This can find support around 22 bucks. So that's what I'm looking. TNX point, these are mortgage rates, a little bit higher, but eventually a lot of gaps here. So 3.14 and 2.93, these are my targets to buy. Bonds are kind of flat, didn't do much today. So again, as long as it's above this 200 SMA, it's all good. So it's possible it can come back test, and then pump higher. So keep an eye on that. And let's quickly look at gold miners. Basically, gold miners had a gap up and it did not fill the gap. So tomorrow it's possible when we have a lower CPI, we can fill this gap on this red line, green line, and then we can pump higher. So look to buy around $34. Also, there are a lot of gaps down here. So eventually these gaps will be filled. So I think we're at the topping process. So if you're in gold miner, you should be looking to profits now, right? Okay, let's look at sectors. Energy sector 0.95, keep going higher. Again, my targets are a lot of gaps here, green to fill, so looking for these gaps to fill before a pump higher. Utilities almost flat, looking like it's flagging now, but tomorrow after CPI we could get a dump, so we'll see a couple of gaps open. So that's always concerning. So look to buy any of these gaps. XLV sector, which is healthcare sector, again looking to buy this gap and then go up. Financial sector, basically almost near resistance now, I think, and look to buy in this area around May time frame. So I'm looking for a little bit more dump. This might be topping out very soon. Then a dump to buy in this area. Okay. Industrial sectors basically kind of 0.6% up, a gap here, so it's possible we can come down to fill this gap and then pump higher. XLE sector, XLRE, which is real estate, finding resistance around 50 SMA. Okay, and there are multiple gaps, so looking for these gaps to fill before a pump higher. Okay, and let's quickly look at tech stocks. Tesla was up almost 3% at one point, and then it gave back towards the end of the day. But look what it did today. Yesterday on Monday, it gapped down and it recovered, filled the gap, and today it gapped up, but it still did not fill the gap. Okay. So tomorrow, if we get a dump, look to buy around this, or even if we get a dump lower, look to buy. The gaps up, the gaps down. If I go to daily chart, it's finding resistance around this line. You can see this white line, this daily line. It's very close to that resistance zone, and also this is where multiple resistances are coming. This 20 EMA white line is coming, 50 SMA red line is coming, 10 MA green line is coming. So it's finding resistance here. But these gaps will eventually fill, so it is possible tomorrow we can even gap up here. Okay, so if it's bullish, we can fill this gap. Also, we can start to look these gaps, and then there are a lot of gaps to the top side. So I'm looking for some pump around 19th of April is earnings day in the evening. So a week from now, I'm just looking for pumps on Tesla. Okay, and Apple. Basically, let's go to 1 hour chart, see if we find any gaps on 1 hour chart today. Okay, you can see day before yesterday on Thursday, basically, there was a gap still not filled, 164. There's also a gap here around 157. So we are kind of in the middle. Also, we are on this support zone here. You can see this white line support zone. So it's very close to the support. So if you get a dump on this gap, you should be looking to buy. Else we're going to come pump high. I'm looking for another leg higher on Apple. Okay, there are multiple gaps here. So looking for 171 and 174. Okay. Amazon was down 2.24%. Again, I think it opened a gap here. And again, it's in the middle of two gaps. 1 hour gap 97 and 1 hour 2.62. So again, if you get a dump, look to buy on this green line and then a pump higher. All right. Google 0.78%. I don't think it opened any gap. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart. Oh, it did open a gap on Thursday. So still kind of looking to fill this gap. Also, if I go to daily chart, I don't see any major gaps until here, but we'll see when that happens. But most of the gaps are towards the top side. So look to buy any dips on Google. All right. Meta, again, a massive gap here and then a gap here. So look to buy any of these gaps tomorrow and then a pump higher. Netflix, basically Netflix, again, very close to filling this gap at the bottom. So look to buy any of this gap we get tomorrow. Microsoft was down pretty interestingly, 2.27%. Let's go to 1 hour chart. You can see you open another gap, a gap on Thursday, a gap today. So multiple gaps to the top side. Again, it did not fill this bottom gap. So it is possible it can come down slightly more, fill these gaps, and then go higher. Okay, it can even come down as low as here. Snowflakes was down very heavily today. But one good thing happened, it filled this gap, which was here. So there was a small gap here. Here around you can see this gap here around 137, so that's filled down. There are no more gaps to the downside. It opened a massive gap, so it's bullish sign. So I'm looking for these pump from here to fill some of these gaps. Okay, Nvidia was down 1.47%. Again, just cooling off a bit. Again, my targets are here on the with the white line here, 289 and 312. AMD was also down today. Again, looking for more upside, and then towards the ending, a dump. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for now. If you please, on your way out, click on like and share and subscribe, and please spread the word. All it takes is 1 second to click like button. And thanks, and have a very good day. We'll see you tomorrow after CPI day, and all the best. Take care. Bye bye.